Welcome to Dream Team Scout. This is your boy Tej for another episode of the Sun Dream Team Fantasy Game Week 26. How have you guys been? Listen, it's been a decent week. It's been a decent week fantasy wise, points wise, loads of goal scorers. Few people play the boosters. So they scored around the region of the 230s. I'm all out of boosters. I got my mayor 140 point. 140 did I get this week, or should I just have a quick look? 140 did I get 148? So not bad for a game week. I think getting Salah, keeping Salah as captain, and not falling for the trance of Palmer. Yes, I was lucky with that. Players like Mitoma came up, Klivleski did his thing. Milankovic scored. Trent did his thing with the clean sheets. So it was a decent week. I ain't gonna lie to you, but listen, my ambitions are far gone. I'm just here to give the news, give the information to you people, isn't it? So listen, we ain't gonna waste too much time. We're gonna dig right into it. Just remember, like, share, and subscribe. And the transfer is 6:30 tomorrow, which is the 28th of February. Okay, Friday. All right, lock in. Now we know for game week 26, if we're targeting players, we're looking at teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, Spurs, and Man United, because these teams are they've got games midweek. They've got European games midweek, and also we've got certain teams that also have a double game week. And we'll be playing in the FA Cup as well. So listen, it's down to you to do your research. It depends on what your strategy is. Some people would rather build for the double game weeks in teams like Liverpool and all sorts, or Villa. Some people would go for the punts and go for a guy like Mateta and Crystal Palace, or Wood, or so depends on your strategy, man. But it is what it is. All right, so let's go to it, man. First play I'm going to recommend, and I'm just going to get this out of the window right quick out the bat, is obviously everybody should have Mo Salah. I don't get it if nobody has Mo Salah. I know it's a broken record when I keep repeating his name on this channel, but he's the man. Definitely, the favorite captain choice. He's got 30 goals and 21 assists this season. It's averaging a goal and assist every game. And then, like I said, it's definitely an automatic captain choice. Now, game week 26, they're facing PSG, but then, game week 27, Liverpool will be licking their lips with Southampton and PSG again. So, I mean, listen, Mo Salah is just doing Mo Salah things right now. Not the greatest player in the Premier League, though. I ain't gonna have that, but numbers wise, he's moving crazy right now. And then if we're still sticking to the theme of Liverpool, I've got Trent, who did his thing with the clean sheets against Newcastle and Man City. Is currently the best defender in the game. He's got 258 points. And although they're playing PSG, and I've said I don't really expect a clean sheet against PSG, but his attacking returns would be something I'm very much interested in. Plus, if you don't have Trent and you bring it in, you're getting prepared. You're trying to get your team prepared for that points haul of a game against Southampton, because they will give you chances, and he could get that clean sheet on the goal. And that maybe that would compensate for a lack of if they play PSG and don't keep the clean sheet. So. And right now he's top 10 fantasy assets. Right now he's like top 6, 7 playing the Dream Team fantasy. So yeah, Trent. And then if you're looking at strikers, if you want to take a punt, now this one is I mean, 2 weeks ago I wouldn't say this is far left because he did his thing, Gakpo. But recently, this last game week, he was ill. I know he had a knock as well, so he only scored 2 points this game week, so he should be going down in price at least by 300k, so bear that in mind. But he's got a total of 236 points. His averaging is 6.4, which is decent. His best performing points in a single game is 21 points. So, listen, but I do know that he's been a major player for Slot this season. He's got 15 goals and 5 assists. Currently, so he's definitely pushing for a start, because I think Jota's had a few games, he's not really done his thing. Munoz is not really getting much of a look in, so he's a differential of a striker if you are contemplating and bringing him in. And I would say if you are gonna consider bringing him in, buy an old to game week 27, because if he doesn't start against PSG, which would be a downer, then definitely against Southampton he should start, and you know the damage you could do. But who knows now, with the fact that Liverpool have got a healthy point lead, that might not be the best options for managers now, because Liverpool might just start, saving the players just a little bit. And yeah, so that's the theme on Liverpool. Next team is Arsenal. The only player from my beloved Arsenal I would pick would be Gabriel. It's 4.9 million. He's scored 10 points this game, so he probably should be going up by 100k. Listen, with him, Arsenal face PSV and a very good attacking side, with the amount of goals scored in the Dutch league. So, but with Gabriel, he's got 5 games. He's got 5 goals this season from defense and counting. So he's and defending is meant to be Arsenal's strong suit, even though they didn't do well against West Ham with all Calafiori not closing in and Gabriel ducking out. But listen, I will say approach this one with caution. However, I do fancy the clean sheet, and Arsenal got a double game week against game week 27 against Man United and PSV. So I do fancy Arsenal keeping a clean sheet though. For some reason, I just fancy them to keep a clean sheet, because now we know that we ain't shit going forward, so we need to keep that clean sheet. So all pressure though. And then moving down the table, and this is one I would probably say a 1 week punt. Chris Wood of Forest, it's 4.2 million. His returns this game week was 9 points, just got the sole assist. But he's got 205 points this season, which isn't bad. His best performing points was the hat-trick a few games ago, which is 24. And game week 26, they've got Ipswich. So that's a good shout there. Am I bugging Ipswich? Why does it feel like I might have gotten that wrong? Let me just double check, because sometimes we ain't got the answers. Sometimes I might make a mistake. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, mate? You know what I mean? Yeah, so I am correct. Game week 26, they have got Ipswich. So, and Ipswich will definitely look at it. They considered about 3 goals against United with 10 men, and they concede opportunities. So Chris would definitely be a 1 week punt, and it's someone that I'll suggest if you want to go down that road. And just to give you the reason around my thinking around that road is that his last 5 goals have been from home. Just to let you know that. So that's one piece of information. He has 18 Premier League goals to himself this season, which is crazy. 10 of those goals have been at home. So for me, he's a solid 1 week punt, or at least for people playing the FPL. But he's definitely good 1 week punt. We're just gonna ignore his 1 assist these two last 2 games, but which I'll probably say he could do a bit of damage. I would say if you're going to bring him in, buy on the hold for only game week 26, because game week 27 they face Man City, and I don't expect any success in that one. Okay, and then further down the table, we'll come to Chelsea. Now, the only I was contemplating Neto, because I know Neto is playing in that position, but for just the 1 game against Copenhagen this game week, I've not really suggested him. I still stick with Palmer. It's 5.8 million. He scored 12 points this game week. Don't expect his funds to go up. Probably should keep the same price. Did a 6 return against Villa, 6 against Southampton, where he missed tons of chances. But listen, Chelsea can't afford to rest him now, and they need to start winning games consecutively, because wherever his name is, Mascara, he needs to win the confidence of the players of the Chelsea fans. So, and I feel like playing Palmer would be the only way to get him out of this rut. And yeah, Copenhagen is a good game for him to sort of find form. And then game week 27 as well, they've got Leicester and the return leg, in the Europa League. So in the Europa Conference. So listen, I would say if you ain't got Cole Palmer, it's definitely a good shout. I would, if I don't have Palmer, be looking to sort of, bring him in, because I just feel he could really find form. I know his form's been dire, but he could really find form. And then if you still got Palmer, just keep him. Just hold on to him, and just see what happens between now and game week 27. If he doesn't come through, then how much opportunities do you need? Southampton, Copenhagen, Leicester, the return, come on now. So yeah. And then further down the table, surprised to see Villa down. So further down the table, I would say Watkins, who was 5.2 million, Gabriel 25, he scored 10 points. The 4 against Chelsea, 6 against Palace. He's got a total of 228 points, which is great. Averaging 6.2, good. Best performing points 18, good. But just the 1 assist last game, we expected more. But listen, they'd only want to defeat the 2 teams that played, twice this game week. So I would say if you've got Watkins, hold on to him and bring him in. And I've got him down as a captain differential. And I would say, with him, buy and hold, because game week 27, they've got Brentford and the return leg against Club Brugge in the Champions League. So, yeah, Watkins, guys, bring him in because just for the double game week, just to cover your side. But listen, everyone wanted a strategy, and hold on to him, guys, if you still got him in your team. And then I will go to one of his teammates in Rodgers, 3.8 million. He had a good week with 13 points. Got a 3 against Chelsea, but 10 against Palace with a goal. He's got 215 points. Best performing points was once again the hat trick against Celtic, so 24. And we know, Villa are playing Cardiff and Club Brugge, in the Champions League. And Cardiff, so this one is a bit of a funny one because, I know just previously I suggested Watkins, and now I'm suggesting Rodgers. These 2 might probably not even play that game. They might not play that game. They might not start because they might play Rashford and Malin. So approach with caution, But just to come back to the theme of Rodgers, if he does play, he's capable of a huge point score, but you just have to get the timing right, like I've said. And if you just look at his last 6 games returned, he scored 10, 3, 4, 14, 1, 24 points. So you're just catching him at a good time. And although I have a feeling that he might get arrested, he might get arrested due to the knock he suffered earlier during the week. So with this one, I will say the approach of caution as well. But he's a double game week, so listen, they might save him so he could play against Club Brugge, but who knows. And then that would lead me to Asensio. I think he definitely starts against Cardiff just to get him in full flight. He's 3.2 million, so he's cheap. And definitely a better option to me than Nwaneri at this point in time. Obviously, a double game week 25, he scored 17, so he got a brace against Chelsea, but then came on for the last 20 or 22 minutes against Palace. And I think definitely he would start, and I think he would seize the opportunity with his performance. So there's definitely a differential in midfield. If you want to target players, Villa, I know they got Ramsey, but he's the one I'm more leaning towards to. If I'm going to be dipping into the pool of Villa players. And then further down the table, we've got the boys of Palace. So I want to go with Munoz, who's 5.1 million. Now imagine a guy who don't play Champions League, boy is a point machine. Imagine a guy who no Champions League, so he's not playing in Europe. But the fact that he's 5.1 million, so the second expensive, defending asset in the dream team, so says it all. He scored 210 points. He scored 18 points this game week, 13 against Fulham, 5 against Villa, and Palace got Millwall in the FA Cup, and they don't rest players. So your boys Mateta and Munoz going to show up. But just to show you how on form Munoz has been, is that he's got 3 double digits returns in the last 5 game weeks, which translate to 2 goals, 2 assists, and 3 clean sheets in the last 5 game weeks. The guy is raking in points, and he's definitely a form player. And game week 27, they've got Ipswich. So if you've got problems in your defense, I'll probably say you could bring him in for this next 2 games. I know he plays the 1 game, but the points he makes are sufficient enough to hold out for 2 games. So yeah, so if you've got Trent already and you're trying to make your defense a bit better, I would say get this kid in. He's definitely a great asset. Now Mateta is the same thing. If I just to go back to Mateta at Palace, let me just get his thing up. Just bear with me a good second, guys. Yeah, Mateta is 4.7 million. Now, listen, this game week he scored 17 points. He's a goal and an assist, which is great. They've got Millwall. He's definitely going to start. Eddie's going to be on the bench, so don't worry about that, guys. Well, I can't say guaranteed, but the manager tends to start his strongest team. Now, if he rotates Mateta, then hey, you know, it is what it is. But I would say yeah, Munoz and Mateta. You know, Mateta definitely for the only game week 26. But Munoz, you just keep him for a bit. Keep him for a bit. But then who knows, if Mateta does his thing, you might, and then they got Ipswich next, then you could take the gamble. But who knows? Anyway, to finally finish up my tips for this game week, I've got Bruno Fernandes of Man United with 6.2 million. Game week 25, he scored 27 points. Beast. You know, 16 against Everton, 11 against Ipswich. He scored a total of 271 points. He's currently the best midfielder in the game. And considering how bad United are, my guy in the last 5 games, his points total, the whole of points has been 48. He's the best midfielder in the game. He's doing his thing, and I feel sometimes the poor form of Man United might blemish your eyes, but the guy is a player, and I've definitely put him as a captain differential for this game week. So the 3 players, the 3 guys I put as captaincy choices are, just to recap on that, is Salah, because that's just the default option right now, Watkins, and Bruno Fernandes. So right now I'm leaning between Salah and Bruno. Watkins, sometimes if you catch him on a good day, then he could do his thing, but then I don't know if he's going to start against Cardiff. I'm not too sure, so that's the problem there. But definitely Bruno's a form player. I'm buy and hold, because the next 3 games, Man United have got double game weeks for the next 3 games, so is a solid bring-in. And yeah, so yeah, that's it, man. That's my recommendation for this week with regards to players that I'll be targeting, or players that you should be targeting. If I've left any player out that you thought, you know, could be a problem, let me know. Leave down in the comments, and I'll definitely respond to that. And just going to my team this game week. So right now, definitely I'll be looking to you know move out Gordon. For who, I do not know, with regards to the strikers, because I've got Salah and Watkins, so I'm still contemplating between, you know, Wood and Mateta. Who am I going to take the risk on? I do not know. Or even Gakpo itself, but Gakpo will probably be 3rd choice on that, so I'm not too sure what I'll be doing in midfield. Or I might you know, keep the same theme and, you know, move Gordon for Asensio and stuck up in the Villa midfielder there. And then, I don't know, I've been contemplating Mitoma as well, because I feel like Newcastle's a tough game. Even though he gave me some good points in return, I don't know. But then I've got Foden as well, who's an expensive player. Now, I know he didn't start against Man City, so he might start against Plymouth. But Pep's crazy. Could bench him again. I can't predict that guy, man. But listen, these are, you know, choices I have to make, or as they would say, choices I have to make. But yeah, so these are my thoughts, you know. But listen, people, I'm glad to be back again doing this, you know. Enjoy doing this. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter or at Tager Dream Team Scout, where I sort of post on Twitter as well. So if you don't really like watching videos, you just like to read and scroll through, check me out on Twitter. And yeah, it is what it is. Or should I say it again? It is what it is. Dream Team Scout, over and out.